Yeah, hey, how you guys doing? This is NEcology. It's mid-April right now, coming to you from scenic Middlesex County, Massachusetts. You can hear I-495 zipping by just over this hill here. I'm actually in a old lime quarry here, so the soil's a bit calcareous, meaning it's a bit more basic than what you're normally used to, and we know that that's for certain because of this plant right here. In bud, let me see if I can get that in focus for you. In bud right here, we have a plant that's a pretty reliable indicator in the region of calcareous basic soil, and that is Lindera benzoin, the northern spicebush, plant in the family Lindera, same family as sassafras, same family as bayleaf for that matter. Let's stabilize that guy. Yeah, there you go. And there was a few more back behind me, but we can tell this one right here is a male, as you can see from those stamens there. The plant smells amazing. Plant's dioecious, meaning either male or female. Like I said, this one here's a male. It was a female. Instead of having those anthers there, you have a little style sticking out, or stigma I should say. Yeah, good host plant for a lot of different species of butterfly. Good demarcation of fertile calcareous soil. And I don't suspect we'll find much other than skunk cabbage, Simplocarpus fluidus, which is now going actually past flower, going into starting to leaf out, and garlic mustard, which unfortunately appears to be here in abundance as it typically is in a habitat such as this. But we'll go take a look at a couple other things, and then we'll take a walk around. We'll see what else there is to see. Got a few things just down here in this little creek to show you. White oaks in the overstory, rather plentiful. Also typically found in this sort of calcareous habitat. In fact, I think you got a white oak right here, growing up nice and tall, coming right out of the base where the Lindera is coming out of. These don't get too tall. Barely what I would consider to be a tree. You know, they like to form, you know, little clumps such as that. But pretty cool plant. One of the first plants that I kind of got me into botany, along with the skunk cabbage, and a good representative example of a dioecious species, and one of only two species we get in the family Lindera up here. I think they're a little bit more interesting than sassafras, but a lot of people would disagree with me on that.
Several months later.
Hey, so just real quick, here's that quarry situation I was talking about. So they're mining limestone out of here, or they were. I'll put the date down. They have it written down when they actually, when they actually had started, kind of coming through. But yeah, kind of unusual for the area. Here, I'll show you what this is what's coming out of this stuff. I'm not sure if it actually literally is limestone or if it's something else, but it's this chalky, this chalky stuff that you can almost, break apart in your hand. I think that's limestone, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I'm a pretty big noob to the geology, in the geology department. It looks like at one point there was actually a trail that went this way to my right, or to the right of the camera, but I'm going to stick with what I know, as much as I'd love to scramble across this little thing right here, because I think that'd be really fun. I don't really feel like breaking any limbs today specifically. Maybe another time though. Yeah, see, here's one of those unusual plants for the area. You see this plenty on richer sites and out west where the soil is generally more calcareous, but here's a species of Actaea. It's Actaea pachypoda. I came through here before. I wasn't sure necessarily what I was dealing with. There's two species of Actaea, virtually indistinguishable from one another when they're in flower. Oh yeah, families Ranunculaceae, buttercup family, super poisonous. White Baneberry is the common name. And you can tell it's a white baneberry, not a red baneberry, Actaea rubra, by those super swollen, I guess, what you call those pedicels out to those fruits. There's a word for it. There's the foliage down there. It's a cool plant, and double trip you up. Here's one actually in flower right here. it'll trip you up because you'll see those berries right there. Oh yeah, those are red. The red baneberry and the white baneberry. So Actaea pachypoda, which is this, the white baneberry, you know, always has those super. Actually, are they two different species here? I think there are actually two different species here. I think that's Actaea pachypoda, and then that's Actaea rubra. You know, they'll co-occur and stuff, but see how this one's got the really thin, skinny peduncles up to the fruits, and this one, the fruits, god damn it, the fruits aren't ripe, but it's got those thick peduncles. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Actaea is the genus, Ranunculaceae is the family, baneberry, it's the common name for essentially both of them. Doesn't really matter. Okay, coming up right here, not endangered at all, at least not to my knowledge. Just a cool, somewhat unusual for the region species of oak. You have Quercus bicolor here, the swamp white oak, and you can tell it's a swamp white oak, not a regular white oak, just because of how fat those leaves are at the distal end there, at the tip, so to speak. So that's Quercus bicolor, swamp white oak, part of the whole Quercus alba or complex. Or actually, I forget what the section of white oaks are called, the section that genus is called. But bicolor, I guess because the leaves appear as two different colors. I can't really see if I can find one. Here's one right here that's somewhat close to me. That in focus for you. I'm standing on a log right now. So here's the abaxial surface. Here's the bottom. I don't really see it, but you can see that almost spoon-shaped leaf is you know, how you're going to differentiate Quercus bicolor from a Quercus alba. Here's the bark right here. I'll double check that just to make sure that I'm correct on that. But he's not getting too big. I almost wonder if there are some bigger ones maybe around the edge here. I'm coming up right in you know, Tick Haven here, and then behind me is just a bunch of Osmunda. Oh Jesus, Osmunda or Osmundastrum ferns. I can never tell the difference. Osmundastrum. It's the Osmunda and Osmundastrum are the two genus of Osmundaceae cinnamon ferns we get here. So, you know, whatever. I think that you tell them apart by you look at the fuzz on the base of those fronds there. I'm gonna drag you guys kicking and screaming into the fern dungeon. I swear it's more interesting than you think it is. But let's get out of this sketchy area, and we'll go look at our next. We'll go look at our next actual species. Oh, also growing here, just also interesting, somewhat unusual, more southern trending species of tree. That's Sassafras albidium right there in the family Lindera. I should do a whole plant spotlight on that. That's a cool tree. One of only two species in the family Lindera. One of only two species in the entire order Laurales. So same order as avocados, bay leaf, etc. That you get here in the Northeast. Only those two species, Sassafras albidium, which is this guy, and then a Lindera benzoin, which is the Spicebush, which actually also grows on this site too. I usually see them not too far from one another. All right, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Let's go check out something else. Oh, it was being sneaky, but I saw it. Check this out. You got a Pyrola. Weird member of the family Ericaceae here. I think this is Pyola Americana. Could also be Pyrola elliptica. In flower right now. Coming up right beneath and right adjacent to a whole bunch of poison ivy, so be careful. Flip this guy over for 1 second. Take a look under there. Kind of hard to see what's going on. The Pyrola have these really weird. Is that translating on the camera for you? Hang on, let me just put the macro lens on. 1 second. There we go. That should be better. Pyrola Americana or elliptica. I can't remember the difference, but one of the Pyrolas, definitely one of those two. Monotropoideae subfamily, formerly, Monotropoideae subfamily, close relative of Chimaphila, in the same tribe, Pyrolae. All right, named for this genus. Quite a few species of Pyrola. Allegedly, a hemiparasite. Coming up with just a fuck ton of poison ivy here. I can't even maneuver myself around. But whatever. I digress. Let's see. You know, there's those leaves down there. Doesn't have the same really showy leaves as the Chimophylas do, especially Chimophyla maculata. But those flowers are interesting. Doesn't have that, you know, comically bulbous stigma that you see on Chimophyla and that you see on, you know, the Monotropas, the actually, you know, achlorophyllous parasitic bastards. Monotropa uniflora, very close relative, the same subfamily, different tribe. That's in the you know, Monotropy tribe. Anyway, God, there's like no easy way to do this. This thing is just fenced in by poison ivy. But you know what? I love you guys, and I do these things for you. So I'm gonna use my other hand here and just kind of, actually, why don't I take the camera off the thing just for a split second here. I'm gonna end up getting poison ivy today. I can just feel it. It's gonna suck. Yeah, there are those flowers. Close up for you. I just want to flip you over for a second, my friend. You can see the anthers conglomerate. They just collect in one area of this, and then that stigma's curved. Real weird. Not like the not like the Chimophylas or the Monotropas, really. There's another one right there. There's all that poison ivy that I was just telling you about. You know, not a friendly plant, but I do admire the its propensity to be an absolute bastard.